Hello, hello, Mr. Santosh. How are you? हेलो संतोष, कैसे हो आप? हाउ आर यू संतोष? संतोष, कैन यू हियर मी? Okay, we got some participants today. Ranjit is back. He was also present. I think Utkarsh was also there. Mr. Utkarsh, are you there? Could you hear me? Utkarsh, can you hear me? I request if you want to start a video, please start your video. And Mr. S.M. Ehsan Reza. Hi, Mr. Ehsan. Could you hear me? I hope that my voice is coming, and I request. Okay, we also got Indrani Borkar. Indrani, could you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Hi,
Good
welcome.
evening, sir.
Good evening. I think your husband messaged me.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sonet is my husband.
There was some confusion actually
Yes, so
regarding
him I know. Yes,
the link of the.
yes,
So when I saw his message, then I went to this link which I sent actually. But I was already waiting since 10 o'clock. That's fine. Okay, could you tell us more about you?
so I am Indrani Porkar and currently I am working as assistant professor in Government Engineering College, Bilaspur.
Okay.
And basically I am from Chhattisgarh.
Okay, so you have interest in screenwriting. So anything you have done like
Yes,
before?
sir. No, sir,
Okay.
not yet.
And we have Santosh with us actually. So Santosh, could you hear me?
Yes,
How are you, dear?
I'm fine. How about you?
I am good. Santosh is my friend. He is a very senior sound recordist from FTII Pune. Am I right, Santosh?
Yes.
So it's a pleasure to see you here. And we were like when I was in Mumbai, we used to chat a lot about lot of things. And Santosh was a very good reader, I would say. And I think you read Shantaram novel at that time. It was in your room. And he worked with Amir Khan, and he had a very good chat with Amir Khan. And then I came to Delhi, and but we are friends on Facebook since that time. And he is one of the beautiful person whom I have met in my life. Very intelligent person, and so I hope that you will also guide us from your experience in the script writing, and that would be very helpful for us. And we have Bhuvik Nagar and Mr. S.M. Hassan Reza. If you hear me, please come and introduce yourself. Mr. Hassan Reza, could you hear me? Okay. Bhavik Nagar, were you present, Bhavik, yesterday? Okay. And Utkarsh, can you share with us like about you? We have Jaydev Burman also. Oh, Jaydev, can you hear me? So could you introduce yourself? Okay. Anyway, I think all of us, some people are. I think Bhovik has something to say. I think people are sending me in chat messages. So okay, I will go. Sir, microphone is out of order. That's fine. Sir, I am from Bangladesh. Okay, I think Ahsan Raza is from Bangladesh. Department of Film and Television. My microphone is out of order. No problem. And Bhuvik, nope, I am here and my mic is not working. So there is a problem with mic. That's fine, but I hope that speakers are working. So yesterday, this is the third session I am taking, and yesterday was the question which was raised yesterday was about that how to develop an idea into uh, screenplay, and I had a very long discussion. I not particular discussion, but I had given a lecture on that. Most of you, I've like you are from film background. We have people here from films background, and some people are newcomers. Like Indrani, I think she's a newcomer, and Ranjit was also present yesterday. And yesterday, Ranjit asked me about how to introduce the characters. Now we have Dobara Creative Production. I think some production house person has also joined. Okay, so let me begin from what I told yesterday, and then I will come to the question that Ranjit asked about introducing the character. Firstly, I would like to clear a little bit thing. Now, this is a script writing class for TV and films. It's not about theater or not about any other literary work. Each medium requires a particular kind of style. If you are writing for a newspaper, you need style for that. If you are writing for a novel, you need a style for that. When we are writing a novel, now I am answering the same question which I started yesterday: how to develop an idea to a movie story. Now, when we are writing a novel is a very huge work, and there are lot of plots and subplots and lot of characters in the novel. A person may start reading a novel today, and he might ends up completing it after 1 year or 2 year, and sometimes it's lying in the library and they read it for after 5 years. But it's a wonderful phenomena of our memories that even if we are reading a novel and we left it at page 150, and if we start it at page 151 after 5 years, our memories get refreshed and we enjoy it. But films are not like that. Web series are not like that. Nowadays, even the web series which are produced, like which come after on every week basis, people watch them at once. People watch one movie after another. So we have to understand that this medium is very different. And now, one basic thing, which is a literary thing, and many of the people who are from the films, they know about this thing. When we are writing a stage play, and giving an example of stage play, because I was into theaters and I also read this, and it helped me in writing for a film. The basic thing is action speaks louder than the words. When we are on stage or when we are writing a novel gives us more opportunity to explore into imagination, but not as not a stage play. And nowadays films also provide lot of opportunity, but those opportunities are not easy like it is in novels. They are very expensive. If you watch a Hollywood movie, big budget movie you are watching, and you think that you could write something like that and get it produced here, then it's very difficult for you and it's very difficult for the producers. Hopefully in future we would be able to produce very good digital visuals, but so far India and many other countries, they can't produce. And people in Europe, they are very small countries in Europe and they produce very less movies. Like Slovakia, I think Slovakia is the name of the country. Slovakia is such country, and Estonia is such country. Finland is such country, and I have a lot of friends all over there, and their film production is very less, and because their audience is very limited. And another problem is that the American industry don't promote their movies into their circuit, their commercial cinema. So what they do, their ideas are very brilliant, and of course the weather over there, it's very beautiful. They explore the nature, and these people actually read a lot. I mean, if you talk to them, like if you are attending a film festival outside India, within India also, and if you have an opportunity to talk to a person, a 25-year-old filmmaker from, say, from Belgium, and or maybe from Turkey, you will find that they have very good knowledge. They have very good knowledge of folk tales. They have very good knowledge about the world politics. So they use these knowledge to develop good ideas, and within the low budget, they make a good movie. Now, as a writer, when I said that action speaks louder than the words, and it is also a practical thing in my life. I'm a writer, okay, I know how to teach. But if I am sitting at my home and not doing anything, my action, without action, I am not a teacher. And without action, there is no movement in the world. And so, this movement we have to show on screen, and screen provides us an opportunity to show the action. A stage restricts us to show the action. A novel gives us more opportunity to show our imagination. So when you are writing for a screen, either it is a movie or a script writing, rather than producing the, like, rather than writing something very literary or very long dialogues, you try to show the action. And now I will come to the question which was asked by the Ranjit, that how to introduce the characters. Now, firstly, as I said, okay, I will give a brief introduction about how to develop an idea into a story, and I will give a technical point of view on this. Write an idea, 1 or 2 line, which is called log line. Write it into a story of 2 pages, not more than that. I'm talking about film. I will come to the web series later on. Then from those 2 pages, develop a 5 pages treatment, which is called treatment, or I would say it is a kind of long synopsis. I approached an actress and she asked me long synopsis. I first sent her short synopsis of 2 pages, log line, and script, whole script. Then she said, send me a long synopsis, because long synopsis gives a more idea about the story. Then from that long synopsis of 5 pages, it is a film for 90 minutes to 120 minutes. You write step outline. Now, what is the step outline? You divide that story into different parts. This is the beginning, middle, ending, and in the beginning, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen in the end. I also said, and someone asked about the 3 act structure. I explained that in the very short. You can take it as I will explain you today in much shorter time. 3 act structure is like a problem comes, our protagonist or main hero or whoever, there is someone to, or maybe a community or whatever, who is dealing with that problem. He can't go or she can't go anywhere else unless until he or she will solve that problem. But initially he or she will try to avoid it, and then the problem becomes much bigger, and then he or she prepares for the solution, but that solution provides futile. So then our protagonist means the main character. We can call him a hero, or he could be a heroine, or whatever we say, or maybe it is a robot, or maybe it is a whole community, or maybe it's a movie of jungle. So whoever is somewhere, the character who is solving this problem, we call him or her a protagonist. So then when this thing becomes totally out of control, he or she prepares and somehow solves this, and this solving is the climax. It is the fight, and you can go to internet and find 3 act structure. Even if, but it's not that 3 act structure is a thumb rule. There are exception to it. So you can also watch, suppose if you watch movies of Kurosawa, and there's a one thriller, I am forgetting the name. You can go to the thrillers by Kurosawa. It is a very good thriller of Kurosawa. It's a black and white movie about a shoemaker where his son is kidnapped and he's asked for some ransom. So it is considered as one of the best thriller movie and one of my favorite of Kurosawa's. I have its DVD. You can go and find that. So that movie has a different structure. And nowadays, when we watch episodes like episode wise web series, each episode has its own structure. So keep that structure, go to internet, search that structure, you will find immense material on that structure, and keep that in your mind when you are developing your story, when you are developing your long synopsis, and when you are developing your, yeah, excuse me, hello, okay, when you are developing your step outline, and that will be also helpful to you when you write your final screenplay. Okay, if anyone is having some question, please ask me, then I will proceed. I will check the chat. I couldn't hear him, Jadev Burman has said. Anyway, I hope people are hearing. Okay, so Ranjit, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope you can hear me, no?
Yeah.
Okay,
You're back.
okay. So now come to the, okay, Mr. Tarak Pandey. Hello? Okay. Anyway, so apart from this structure, apart from this way of writing into 2 pages, then develop it into 5 pages, you also keep in mind the production value. And if you have time, go and learn it on, even if you don't have practical, just see how people do. I mean, I give you very famous example of one thing. Like what I am talking about is about the other aspects of filmmaking, which are sound design, which is editing, cinematography. Editing I consider as one of the very important aspect. Keep that aspect in your mind. Now about editing, it's not that you always go to, you can't easily find. If it is in your reach, then go and work with some editor for some time. Otherwise, you can, nowadays we have access to so much of knowledge on internet. You can go and you can find on, like excuse me, I think so. Okay, so you can go and you can find. I give you one example of Jackie Chan. So you can, if you go and find the interview, in one interview, Jackie Chan says he edit his movies on his own, and he says that when I like his movies which are produced either in China or in Hollywood, he takes his movies and he edit on his own. And one example he gave was that when I am doing a stunt scene, I generally don't cut it. And he gave examples, and I saw it on video, I saw it on YouTube. So I don't cut it. And when you go and watch them, like if you watch the Hollywood edited version, or if you watch the version edited by Jackie Chan, you will find that yes, what he's saying is something different and it has some different aspect. So likewise, when you are writing for a film or when you are writing for a TV, you should also learn these things. If possible, work within the industry for some time. If it is not possible, then go and watch some educational channels. And one more thing I told you that about this writing, about the commercial aspect, the stage where you are writing. I mean, stage at which you are writing. If you are a beginner, don't think too much about, like don't think about writing a Star Wars You can write, okay, it's a good. As a writer, as an artist, it's a good that you write. But then don't expect that to be sold very easily if you are a beginner. So try to think about scripts which can be produced at a cheaper budget. And how to pitch the script. Pitching is not very straight phenomena. You have to find with it, you have to go into the industry, make relationships, and then only through that process you can get your script produced, or you can find someone to produce your script and get some good director. So I will come to the character point. Anyone is having any question, you can send me in chat or you can ask me. I see one gentleman on video. May I know your name? Can I know your name? Okay. Bhuvik Nagar. Okay. So now this thing, okay, I have my logline, I have my 2 page short synopsis, I have my long page 5 synopsis, and I have my step outline. But is there anything within the screenplay? Like Ranjit asked, that how to introduce the character. Apart from that, there are many aspects which you should look into. First, let's see that how to introduce the characters. As I said, that action speaks louder than words. So when you are introducing your characters, show them doing something rather than just talking or be idle. So they should be doing something, and it's better that what you will show them in the ending of the movie or in the ending of the episode, that quality you show in the very beginning of that movie. Now this is a technical thing which I am telling you, and very rare that people tell about this thing, that the tools from which that problem is solved, maybe that tool is some quality of the character, or maybe that tool is some space, or maybe that tool is some particular device. I give you one example, and it's a very common example. We have seen many Anaconda movies or Dracula movies or some movies where we see they kill the villain in the end using some oil, like they put oil on them and they burn it, and it's a long journey, but we see that in the end the oil or gas chambers or such things are used to get rid of them. And now you have this thing in the end, you think about your story, you have already thought that in the ending this villain will be killed by using, suppose I will kill him in the through by putting petrol on him, suppose. Now from where this petrol will come, that hint should become in the very beginning of the movie. If you give it in the middle of the movie, last night I saw The Strange Things, it's a German movie on Netflix. Same thing happened in that movie. There was a mine, and that mine was used in the end, but it was shown in the middle of the movie. So when you show it in the middle of a program or in the middle of a movie, the time span of the memory is lesser. So you show that tool, that space, or the quality of that character in the very beginning of say 10 to 15 minutes of the movie. It is a thumb rule. I said yesterday also, you take it as a thumb rule or you don't take it, but it is a better, it looks good that you, if you introduce your characters in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the movie. And one more thing I would like to tell you, that make a habit. Make a habit when you are watching a movie. Keep it pausing. Pause. After 10 minutes, what happens? Then watch it for next 20 minutes. Pause. Now in 20 minutes, what happens? And when do you do, like if you see 10, 15 or 20 movies like this, then you will understand the grammar, the plotting part of the movie, that how movie is progressing. Now within that 3 act structure, so first 10 or 15 minutes are used to introduce your characters. And how to introduce your characters? Show them. The best example is show them. Suppose maybe a character is very weak, and in the middle of the journey he becomes stronger and he overcomes that problem he is having. Suppose a movie about an artist. Suppose take an example that there's a movie about a mimicry artist, and the problem is that this child can't speak up. So start that a child. In the very beginning we will show a child who can't speak, so a character is introduced. Show some friends who will help him or who will become a trouble for him in the very beginning of 10 to 15 minutes. Now this is about the movies, the introduction of character for the movies. Now what about when you are writing a web series? I gave an example of Vikings, and I would again give example of Vikings, because what's there in Viking is we have two generations, of characters. If many of, I think someone from you have seen that. So there is a one Ragnarok, and then his sons Ivar and 3 more sons. Now half of the series, which is in I think 5 seasons or 7 seasons, whatever. So half of the series is about Ragnarok. So 2-3 seasons we see Ragnarok and his struggle, and that character is very wonderfully built, along with the character of Floki, a boat maker. So Ragnarok is a guy who becomes a king. Floki is his friend who is a boat maker, and he helps Ragnarok to make boats so that they could invade Britain. Now this character is built very beautifully, and then he dies a very saddened death. And then we see his kids taking revenge of Ragnarok. Now this series was made on very popular folktale, very popular historical. It's not clear that it was a history or not, but yes, of course, it was there. And so one story was already present, but the story was little bit changed, keeping the requirement of screenplay for screen. Now, once they had a very good character and they kill that character in the mid of the series, they may produce some more episodes, but there is no need, and I don't think so they will make another season. So they kill the main character, and then the new characters appear, which are his sons, and they have a quality, and we try to find the quality of the father into the sons. So you have to understand, then when it is a series, you can't do this thing in the film. If you do this thing in a film, it will be a disaster. So don't try to do this thing. Of course, in the very beginning, you can establish that a quality of father or grandfather, or quality of a friend or teacher is transferring into the protagonist. But in web series, you can do this in the middle also. So when you are writing for a web series, this freedom you have. So first in movies, introduce your characters in the 10 and 15 minutes. And apart from characters, as I told you, that the thing or the person which you will use in the very end. If you have seen Sixth Sense, you will also see this thing in Sixth Sense. That thing should also come in the very beginning. Now there are some technical aspects, and they are very important aspects. I mean, I gave example of Indian epic Ramayana, If you are from outside India, you can read that. So within the first 10 minutes, we have our, excuse me, just one question has come. I will just read that and I will come to that. So how to share our vision to director if we are writer and someone is directing. Okay, I will come to that. Ranjit has asked how to share our vision to the director. Okay, I will come to that. Now, you introduce your characters. And this thing which I am telling you is also about, just wait, one more question has come. I have a question, how to narrate a story to actor. Okay, I will come to that. If now once you have an idea, remember, thinking about idea should be fresh, idea should be novel, idea should be interesting, idea can come. Someone asked me from where should we pick the ideas. Ideas can be taken from anywhere, from your personal life. I like my dreams. I see a lot of dreams. And I hope that I will make a movie on a dream. So it can come from your dream. Now, whatever idea you take, it should be interesting and original. And once you develop that into your first 2 pages, then you should, at that time particularly, if you start keeping these things in your mind, what? Introduction of characters in the first 10 minutes. Then what happens? Some hint to the problem. You watch Jaws. In Jaws, you will see this. First, in the very beginning, starts with the cuts, edited versions, and then a problem comes. And it is a literary thing. I mean, it is academic thing that you introduce a problem, and they sometimes call it a hook. They call it a hook like when you catch the fish. So the hook is actually the gravity of that problem. That problem, the villain in front of us should come within 30 to 40 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes of the movie. So the problem should come, I would suggest the problem should come bit early. But it should be in chunks, not directly you go and you find a problem. It should come slowly, gradually, like you start the characters, you start your story. I'm talking about film. You start a story, you take some idea, you make a story in the 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you introduce them, and the tool which will you be using in the ending. Use that tool and then move to their life, like lives of the character, slowly, and somewhere that life is linked to that problem. And then came the problem. Then comes the problem. And once the problem comes, it's not that it's a sudden shock. Suppose it's a story about a family moving to a house and there's a ghost in the house. So just don't open the ghost. Oh, it's a very dangerous ghost and they can't cope up with it. Move it slowly. If you have not seen Speed, watch the movie Speed. The problem progresses slowly, and meanwhile you can also establish the factors who have brought this problem. Suppose a problem brought by terrorists, a problem brought by a family member. So you can also establish those characters meanwhile up to the first 30 minutes of the story. And then once the problem comes, the protagonist doesn't suddenly realize that there is a problem. No. Slowly, he or she will realize, something is bad happening, somewhere is bad happening, and it might create problem for him or her. And then she will or he will try to avoid it. But the problem is much bigger than conceived. And then you make it very strong. Impact. Its impact is very strong on our protagonist. He or she has to fight with it. and he does so, and he or she thinks that it is avoided. But and he and or she starts living normal life, but then it comes again with a much serious alarm, and now things look totally out of control. Totally out of control. What a protagonist do? What should he or she do? Whether to fight or flight. So the response has to be so alarming that the protagonist, the main character, has to fight with it or flight with it. And that is a basic human emotion when we are in danger situation. I am telling you from the point of view of psychology. So this is our basic emotion when the problem is very dangerous or unavoidable. We either fight or we flight. If you flight, then there is an end of the movie. So of course we have to fight with it. And many people may argue, and they have their point of view. And I am also reading literature for so many years. Some people call it. They say that it is a kind of like it's only a commercial aspect, or it's only that you make movies for it's a kind of dream or a kind of thing which can't be happen. But why should I watch movie if I don't get a positive instinct in that movie? I mean, why would I go to write if it doesn't give me that kind of pleasure? So I go to movie to get a pleasure. Pleasure could come in terms of romance, in terms of bravery. So I need that pleasure. That's why I'm not watching a movie to waste my time. I'm not watching a series to waste my time to see something dull or sad. Of course, there are theories in cinema and theories in theater, and there are also some psychological researches, and we have seen exceptional cases. Then sometimes you don't fight, and the protagonist is murdered, killed, or I mean he can't cope up with the situation, and he takes the path of flight. But very rare that such things are appreciated, because they are not appreciated because it's not the problem of the people, it's the our psychology. As I said, why should I watch a movie of someone who can't an army man who can't show bravery? Of course he might be killed in the war in the end, but I need to see his bravery. That's why I am watching a movie. If they are ghosts and they kill everyone, why should I watch that? I need a human being to protect us from a ghost in a horror movie. So this thing you keep, and now the very important part and very neglected part and the most toughest part is the ending. So you began with 10 to 15 minutes of a movie story of introducing a problem. Up to the 30 minutes you have introduced a problem. Up to the 45 minutes that problem is avoided. From 45 minutes to 60 minutes the problem becomes serious and the protagonist confronts that problem. From the 60 minutes to say 30th minute, like 90th minute, it is for a long format. Or you can say by the 80th minute or 70th minute, he or she tries to fight with that, cope with that, fights with that, and the problem is solved. But it comes back in the 90th minute, it becomes so huge, so big that now he or she has to confront that problem, and he prepares for the next 10 minutes, and the next 10 minutes he fights, and next 10 minutes are our ending. I mean, ending is from the last 30 minutes is ending. Now, all these things are very grammatical. I mean, they are grammatical things of a movie structure. But as I said yesterday also, I will repeat today also that you have to become a rigorous movie watcher, a rigorous watch. You have to watch rigorously the which new episodes, new things are coming on Netflix, Hotstar, and other things. So you also read about like Ranjit is from Assam, okay, and he told me yesterday that he wants to go into he wants to learn about the local languages. But from wherever you are, I would suggest that you start collecting your folk tales, and folk tales is the future. So more you collect folk tales, more you go into the psychology and more you go into the culture. And as a writer, it's not that, see, when we watch a movie or when we watch a web series, the writers are not just writers like who just entertain us. They are also researchers. So you have to do your research plus your watching plus your writing. And now come to the some technical questions which are asked, that how to tell your idea to the director and how to tell the idea to the, okay, if anyone is having any question you can write, I will answer. So two questions came: how to share our vision to director if you are a writer and someone else is directing, you have written and you want to show your script. Okay, I have a question: how to narrate a story to actors. So first you want to tell to director. Now the thing is that, as I said yesterday also, I have repeated it today also, you have to enter into the film industry and movie industry. You have to make friends at any level. Maybe your friends are also like you, a beginner, or some of your friends might be uh, moved ahead of you and they are doing some projects, and some have become very big superstars. Okay, they have become very successful. Now those who have become successful, and if you are at the entry level, they will work with already big shots. So it's very rare that they will hear your story, even if they are your friends or your actors, like they are director or actors. About the actors, see your vision. They will take your script. They will accept your script, considering that you need to have a good producer. So you need, for actors, a producer, a strong backing, a strong production house behind you is a requirement. I approached to very big actors, and one was agreed on a script, but she wanted a producer, which I couldn't furnish at that time. And I have given that script to some. Now I have given that script to a very big production house through a friend. My friend will be producing that. I mean, he has already made a movie and he will be directing that movie. And there's a big production house, and I gave one another script to a very big actor, male actor, and he asked me for the story plus who is the producer behind it. So this you understand that, and but if you have a very good relationship with an actor and a good relationship plus he or she knows about your work, then the things can work. So it's about also about relationships. Then if you have a good relationship, then you share, or if you have a backing of a producer, then you share with them. Any other question, anything if you want to ask me? Okay, so we have okay, Santosh, I told you that we have Santosh with us. We have Promiti Karmakar, I think, Karmakar. Promiti Karmakar, and some names are not there. Okay, Utkarsh Chaturvedi is there. So, Santosh, can you come and,
Yes.
yeah. So, please, if I ask you some question, would you answer that?
Sure. I will try.
Okay, so some of you who have just joined, I will introduce Santosh. Santosh is not only I mean, he has done a diploma in sound recording. He is a very senior sound recordist from Mumbai, but he is also a writer and director. So, Santosh, please guide us. What is, in your point of view, when someone wants to develop an idea to a story for a screenplay for a movie?
The first thing, basically,
basically a good idea. Idea comes from anywhere. It
Okay.
comes from 360 of your. So you have to pick a nice idea,
Mm-hmm.
and when you are developing an idea, that means ki there is a character and some problem associated with the character or some wish, some want. So how that journey of a character. So basically, you have to create a journey of the character. So as you said, it starts from the log line and ends with the step outline. So if you start with the log line and ends with the step outline, then your scripting is like it's a wrapping kind of a thing. You are wrapping up a skeleton. So your skeleton is a step outline which starts with the log line.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally, I worked on a 3-act structure, as you said, that BMA, beginning, middle, and end. So I always work if I'm working in a act 1. So I'm very precisely working with the who am I, where I am, and what is the book. Correct. When I'm working with the middle act, so I'm also working with the. So what is the goal of my character, and why he picked that goal? What is the reason behind that? And the second thing, I'm also working with the time lock of the story. So what is the exact time lock of the story? That is also an important thing. You can give the idea about your audience. You know, you gave the good example of a speed. That's all. That film is, the flow of that film is very organic and a kind of every coming twist or every coming turn is heavier than the last one. So so this is my thing. So the step outline is the making of a step outline is a very, very, very important.
Rightly, very rightly said. Okay, one question has come and it's from Ranjit. Okay, the question is in writer's perspective, what is flop film? See, Ranjit, don't think about hit or flop from right now. Just focus on the aesthetics, just focused on the academic part of writing. Flop, suddenly flop means a film which doesn't make commercial success. And it's not only just writer. Suppose you get an actor who's a very big actor. Okay, very, very big actor. You take, okay, somehow you get close to that actor. And he wants to the film to be changed. So you have to change. And it's not that he is not a writer. Because his success is dependent upon what he wants. The film might be a flop, but you have to respect him because ultimately you are making film for that actor. And if he gets success, suppose you are a writer, suppose it is your third film, and in the last 2 films you got 5 lakh rupee for each film, and now here comes an opportunity and you are writing for a very big actor. And he says, okay, I am a big actor, I can't give you 5 lakh rupee, so I will give you 20 lakh rupee. Now, if the film gets success, then for next film you will get 50 lakh rupee or 1 crore rupee. But you have to respect that actor, that you will get that not just because you are writer, because you are getting that because of that actor, because he is having a history of so many hits, he has worked for so long, he has a very long fan following, and apart from hits, actors also handle their fans. They nurture their fans. They do a lot of things. They give a lot of care to their followings. That's why they also become successful. So it's not only as aesthetic part, it's not only academic part, but it's also about the part of human emotions, and it's also about your. I won't say it's a marketing. I would say it's about the relationship with your people, audience. You can give a name to audience, but it's also about the people. One question has come: is it safe to share your ideas to anywhere and participate in any competition? What if I don't get any position in the competitions, but somehow we are just providing our stories to them? What if our stories are stolen? We become the victim of plagiarism. What safety should be ensured before I share my asset? Very good question. So I think Poromiti Karmakar has asked. See, Poromiti, I have also sent my scripts abroad also, and I have gone too much into that. What you are saying is true that ideas or stories can be stolen, but it is a kind of risk that you have to take. I mean, don't think that if your story is stolen, then you will go and sue them. You will sue them in America. If they want to make a story on that, they will make it with some changes. If they don't want, they will not take your story. But if they decides that okay, we will take your script and we will call you and we will pay you, that's up to them. When you are a beginner, once you become professional, you go through the legal aspect. That scene is very different. But in the very beginning, don't get so much enthusiastic about sharing your ideas or sharing your stories to irrelevant people. And get it copyright. That would be better. If you are sending abroad, then American government's website provides you a facility, I think for $35 or $55, that you can get US copyright of your work. So if you are sending abroad, then yeah, are you saying something?
Yeah, I was saying that is there any proper instructions that are given about sharing scripts to someone or sharing scripts to somewhere out country, or either even inside of our country? Is there any strict restriction or any rules that we can have, we can read, or I don't know from where I can access it?
See, guidelines is simple that see when you are sharing something on internet is a volatile thing. Okay, and these people, whoever accepts, see, you are sometimes it's not that you think about the idea and someone doesn't think. So they don't want to take the risk that an idea which is coming to you, and if the same idea comes to them, so they also have freedom to make on that idea, and they don't want to take the risk that one day you will come and you will say that you have made on my idea. So they will give an instruction that whatever you are sharing, one thing you are sharing on internet, and internet can be hacked, so your idea has you will be sole responsible for your sharing of your idea. Secondly, they will also give instruction that if you are sharing your idea and if we make something, then you will not come and sue us and say. And suing is different thing. I mean, if you think about suing someone, or if you think about that your idea is being stolen, then you shouldn't think about writing the script. I mean, get ready that your ideas will be stolen. And who will steal? Most of the times it's not the people who are unknown people. Most of the time it's your friends within the film circle. They will steal your ideas. But this is how you will learn. If your idea is stolen, I would say if you are a beginner and your friend steals your idea, then you should be happier that at least you could write such a script which could be made into a movie. Then you write more scripts. And to enter into the commercial world, first be ready for at least 5-6 scripts. And about this thing, I also tell you one thing, all of you. See, many of you must be very fast in the writing. And you could write like 6 scripts in a year. Now, in the very beginning, some people tries to write in various genres. One in horror, another sports, another like drama. But if possible, but this is not a thumb rule. If possible, stick to one genre. Why? Because suppose your one, and this is also happening to me. I'm telling you, I made my diploma film as a horror movie. I shot it in the December of 2006. After that, I wrote manuscripts, but another movie, I made drama movie, a romantic drama. That was my first feature film. But on my script, a horror movie was made. So my friend made that movie, and so he also liked my horror script. And then I wrote some other scripts. Recently, I wrote a script, a sports movie. But that sports movie which I wrote was through a friend who knew that I could also write other things. But recent work I got was a horror script. So once you write into one genre, and you also do one thing, also do research into the genres. Genres are the styles of filmmaking. It is a comedy, drama, horror, sports. So you look forward that which genres are, like dramas are evergreen genres, and most of the scripts which are sold are in the drama. Then comes horror, and then later on other. So you also search that which movies are they are producing, the kind of movies which they are producing, the kind of scripts. And about competition, one more thing I would like to suggest you, that don't think about competition, because even if you win in the competition, there is a no guarantee that you will get a producer or director for that movie. So write your script rather than focusing on competition. Focus on getting into the industry. Any more question anyone is having? I hope I have given you my answer. Okay. So I will finish my class today. Thank you very much. Any other question anyone wants to ask? Please. Okay. One question has come. Is story circle important to write a script? And how to write a script for song? Script for song particularly is not my area, but I will tell you that to write a script for a song, you go to the books. There are books which come of the history of the songs. I mean, history in the terms the songs which were produced in 40s, 50s, 60s. There was a songwriter on whom I did a research. He wrote songs for Raj Kapoor. So I found a pattern in his songs, and I still remember his songs. And Barsat was the movie from, I'm forgetting the name of the songwriter, very famous songwriter. So Barsat was his first movie, and of course there's a pattern. So you go to those books and you read their work, you read the songs they wrote, and then watch in the movies that was there any change in the song. Like Sahil Ludhianvi wrote, "कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है." I think no, मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ. That poetry, that song is different what he wrote in the book. So you also see the changes, like Thaiya Thaiya was turned Chaiya Chaiya song, that was also turned, like changed by Javed Akhtar. So you can go and you can write and write and write. See the pattern, how they write. There is, I mean, we have done very less research. You go, you listen the songs, and nowadays, even if you don't get access to any books, you can go to internet. Many of the songs you will find written there. You can go to Gaana.com. You can find it. Okay, when is the next class? Okay, is the story circle is important to write this? I don't know what is the story circle. Okay. So next class I hope I will take next class tomorrow. I will come at 10 o'clock Indian Standard Time. All of you, thank you very much for watching this and listening this. Any question you can send me on my mobile number +91 852 7533 051. It is a WhatsApp number. I am sending you on chat. on chat, you can just take a screenshot of the chat so that you will find the number if you are watching the chat. The questions I will take and I will also use them in my further class. So I'm sending you my WhatsApp number on my chat. And my email I am also sending you. You can also go to my website if you want to look. So I have sent my numbers, email ID and my website. You can take a screenshot of that. And thank you very much all of you. It was wonderful sharing this knowledge with you. Thank you very much. Good night. And thank you, Santosh.